This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In the last class, we are discussing the ledger and group. So in the last class, ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ group and ledgers ನಾವು discuss ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. And the most important things is in ledger and groups. So first of all, we have to try to understand groups. So like current assets, current liabilities, and direct expenses, indirect expenses, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ you can easily post the ledgers. Okay. So and that's why I'm going to explain. So this one, current assets. Current asset means it is a converted into cash within a year. For example, bills receivable. That means current asset is a converted means so when it is easy to convert a cash ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು asset ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆಯೋ that should be called as an current asset. For example, bills receivable. Next one is direct expenses means what? These are the expenses which are directly related to manufacturing of goods. For example, wages, factory rents, heating, lightings, etc. These are we called as direct expenses. When you have to treat it as it is in direct expenses, you can see here directly related to manufacturing of activities. So ಯಾವ ಒಂದು activities manufacturing activities directly related ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ that should be we called as in direct expenses. Andre ledger you have to posting under the wages and factory rents and lightings and heatings. These are comes under the direct expenses group. Next one, indirect expenses. These are the expenses which are indirectly related to manufacturing of goods. For example, salary, rent, stationery, advertisements, printings. These are the indirect expenses. That means the which expenses is not related for directly to the business or manufacturing activities. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನಮ್ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ವಾ that should be we called as indirect expenses. These are related for the office expenses, salary, rent, stationery, advertisements, and printings. Next one, depreciation. Depreciation means what? It is a decrease in the value of assets. So ಏನು ಒಂದು assets ನೀವು buy ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ assets value decrease ಆಗೋದು ನಾವು decrease in the value of assets. There are a lot of types of depreciation is available. Diminishing balance method, annuity method, straight line method. These are the depreciations methods. Next one is sundry debtors. How? So you are posting of a ledger entry. ನೀವು ledger entry ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು post ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ sundry debtors ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು sundry creditors ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. The difference between the sundry debtors and sundry creditors. Sundry debtors are the persons who is received or customers. So we called as in sundry debtors. Sundry creditors means the person who gives or suppliers. ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಸನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೀವಿ. ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟ್ರೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿ debtors. Next one, expenses outstanding or unpaid expenses or expenses due. So this means expenditure incurred during the current year but the amount on the which is not yet paid, adding to the expenditure on the debit side and enter it on the liability side. That means expenses are outstanding and unpaid expenses. Next one is incomes received in advance or incomes received but not earned. Income received during the current year but not earned or paid or part of which the related to the year, deduction from the concurrent of incomes on the credit side and enter on liability side. Okay, next one, prepaid advance or expenses or prepaid expenses. What is the meaning of the prepaid advance or prepaid expenses? Expenditure paid during the current year but not incurred or a part of which related to the next year called as expenditure prepaid, deducted from the concerned expenditure on the debit side and enter on the asset side. Next one is income outstanding or income earned but not received or accrued. Income outstanding means income earned during the current year but the amount on which yet not received. That means you are selling of any kind of goods from the uh, one party to another party. So you are selling the goods, and that time selling the goods, the person is not ready to pay the amount immediately. That means you are based on the selling the goods on credit system, and that is a type of income we called as outstanding incomes or income earned but not received. Okay, next one is the gateway of tallying info ledger creations. It is very important for why I am telling again and again. The ledger and groups is most important concept of tally software. When you have to know the about for the groups, you will be get the proper result of a financial statement in tally software. So here, given the lot of examples I am taking here, opening stock. So opening stock ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ heads ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Opening stocks is comes under the stock in hand. Purchase is comes under the purchase account. Purchase return is comes under the purchase account. Freight charges, it's a direct expenses. Carriage inwards or purchase, it is in direct expenses. Carriage and columns, it is a direct expenses. Octroi, manufacturing wages, coal and gas and water, so it's a direct expenses. Oil and fuel, factory rent, insurance, electricity, these are the direct expenses. Why it is treated as a direct expenses? Because of it is related for your manufacturing activities, manufacturing of goods. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು expenses manufacturing related ಆಗಿರ್ತದೋ that expenses will treated as an direct expenses. Next one, sales. Sales is comes under the sales group account. And next one is indirect expenses. Why it treated as it is an indirect expenses? ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದ್ರ indirect expenses ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is based on the it is expenses not directly related for your manufacturing activities. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಇದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ, postage and telegrams, telephone charges, rent paid, rate and taxes, insurance, audit fees, interest on bank loan, interest on loan paid, bank charges, legal charges, printing and stationery, general expenses, sundry expenses, discount allowed, carriage outwards or sales, traveling expenses, advertisement, and bad debts. These are the indirect expenses. How you should treat it is an indirect expenses. It is not related for your business, not related for your manufacturing activities. It is related for your um, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಆಫೀಸ್. ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ indirect expenses. Okay, indirect incomes means which these are the indirect income. What are the indirect incomes? Rent received, dividend received, bad debts recovered, or profit by sale of assets, and sundry incomes. These are the indirect incomes. And next one is loan from others. It's a loan liability, and bank loan is a loan liability. Bank overdraft is a bank OD. Bills payable, it is a current liability. Sundry creditors is a current sundry creditors. Mortgage loan is a comes under the sundry secured loans. Expenses outstanding, it's a current liability. Income received in advance, it's current liability. Outstanding liability is in current liability. These are the current liabilities. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ each and every one ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು ಯಾವ ಹೆಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಅಗೇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. Cash at bank is comes under the bank account group. Fixed deposit at bank, it's a deposit. Investment is comes under the investment. Bills receivable is in current assets. Sundry debtors is sundry debtors. Closing stock is a stock in hand. Stock in stationery, it is comes under the current assets. Loose tools is fixed assets. Okay, these are the fixed assets. You can see a fixture and fittings, furnitures, motor vehicles, plant and machinery, land and building, lease properties and patents and goodwills. These are the fixed assets. Okay, fixed assets ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ we can get the right results. And next one is current asset. Prepaid expenses is in current expenses. Okay, these are the ledger creation, ledger and group. Okay, now I'm started for one by one ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದಾ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Okay, using of Tally ERP. So using of Tally ERP. So now I am started for the ledger creation. How to create the ledger? It is very important. So already I am explaining when you have to create in company. So ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ work in educational mode and I am creating a new company. New company create ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ create a company using of a create a company. Here I am mentioning the company name XYZ company, XYZ company, address Mysore, country India, state bandu Karnataka. You have any pin code number, just mention here, and mobile number, any fax are there, fax number, and XYZ mail ID idre ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲ್ ಐ ಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಎಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಹಿಯರ್ and book financial year commence with the same year 1/1/2000, 1/1/2020, 1/4/2020, 1/4/2020 financial year and book beginning year. It is both are same. Okay, next enter and save. Okay, next using of escape use ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ and gateway of Tally ನಲ್ಲಿ masters accounting info, creation of a ledger ಅಲ್ಲಿ create ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದಾ one by one. opening stock is comes under which head? Opening stock is comes under the stock and okay. Next one is purchase ಅನ್ನೋ ಯಾವ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ purchase returns. Purchase return also comes under the purchase account. Next one, octrys means it's a kind of a duty, means it's a tax. Idu kuda tax agirutte. This one also direct expenses. This one is called as an direct expenses, octrey. And next one, wages. Next one is wages. It's a factory ನಲ್ಲಿ pay ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. It's related for manufacturing of goods, so it is also called as expenses, wages. And next wages are the next coal, gas, water. This also direct expenses. Idu kuda direct expenses agide. Next one, oil and fuel. Oil and fuel also using for a manufacturing of goods, so it is treated as a direct expenses. ನಾವು direct expenses side ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. Next one, factory rent is a direct expenses. Suppose office rent ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ it is treated as an indirect expenses. Okay, factory rent is direct expenses. Next one is sales is comes under the sales account. Sales ಅನ್ನೋದು sales account under ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. enter save. And next one is lightings and heat. Lighting lighting and eating. So lighting, eating also comes under the direct expenses because it is comes under manufacturing of goods. Next one, salary. Next one is salary. Salary comes under which? This one is indirect expenses because it is how it is an indirect expenses. ಇದು ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದು ಆಫೀಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is treated as an indirect expenses salary. Next one, postage and telegrams. Postage and telegrams. This one also indirect expenses. Rent paid. Rent paid ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ it is we treated as it is an office rent ಅಂತ ನಾವು consider ಮಾಡೋದ that should be treated as an indirect expenses. Okay. Rent paid. Audit fees. Audit fees. Audit fees is also indirect expenses. Audit fees. Next one is insurance. Insurance, this is also indirect expenses. Insurance. And the next one is bank charges. Bank charges. This one also indirect expenses. Bank charges. General expenses. General expenses. General expenses kuda indirect expenses. And discount allowed. Discount andre you should give the discount. ನೀವೇ discount ನ provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is a discount allowed. It is also indirect expenses. Next one is traveling expenses. Traveling expenses also indirect expenses. Next one, interest on investment. Interest on investment, it is an indirect income. Andre you should invest the some amount for any kind of assets or stock market ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ we get the income. It is treated as an indirect income. And the next one is rent received. Rent received is an indirect income. In case suppose you're part of place, you have to give the rent. ನೀವು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ನೀವು ರೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ you get the rent amount should be received, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is treated as an income. Next one, dividend received. This one also indirect income because how it is said be indirect income. Dividend is comes under the stock market. ನೀವೇನೋ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಆ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾವ ನೀವು ಕಂಪನಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿ issue the dividends that should be treated as an income. Next one, profit by sale of assets. This one also indirect income. Okay. Next one, loan from loan from others. Loan from others. ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಂದನಾದ್ರೂ that should be treated as loans. So this one is comes under the loan liability. Loan liability, it is an optional. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So it is an optional. Next one, bank loan. Bank loan, it comes under the which head? It's an loan liability. This one also, bank loan, it also comes under the loan liability. Bank OD, bank overdraft. Bank overdraft also comes under the bank OD account. Bank OD account. You should write mention is the limitation. Account holder name already is an existed, already ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, IFSC ಕೋಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದೇ ತರ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ OD ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್. ನೀವು ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ನೀವು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And next one is bills payable. Bills payable. Bills payable is an current liability. Bills receivable ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ current assets ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. It should be bills payable is an current liability. Next one is mortgage. Mortgage loan. Mortgage loan is a treated as a mortgage is a you are pledging of some kind of assets. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು assets ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಪ್ಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದ್ರಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಲೋನ್. It's a secure loan. Okay. Next one is capital. Next one is capital. Capital is comes under the capital account. Next one is drawings. Drawing ಯಾವ heads ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. This one also comes under the capital account. Drawings. Next one is cash in hand. Cash in hand is comes under the cash in hand group ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು cash in hand. Next one, already ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, bills receivable. Bills receivable. Bills receivable, it's a current asset. It's an asset. Okay. Next one, FD means fixed deposit. FD in bank. Fixed deposit, it's in comes under the here deposits accounts ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. It's a deposit. Next one is closing stock. Closing stock. Closing stock is comes under the stock. Our stock in group ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Next one, furniture. Next one is next ledger is furniture. Furniture, it's a fixed assets ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. It is a fixed assets enter into save. Furnitures and plant and machinery. Plant and machinery also fixed assets and land and building. Land and building, it's also fixed assets. Enter save. Next one, patents. patents we should treat it as under fixed assets under idu kuda save. Next one, goodwill. Goodwill is an asset. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ goodwill is an asset. So we know that it's goodwill is an asset. Is which kind of an asset? It is an fixed asset. Enter and save. Prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses, it is a current asset. Okay, this is the prepaid expenses, current assets. Okay, so like that you have to preparation of a ledger creation. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ನೀವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. After your creation of a ledger, here you can see this one is using of a display option. You can see the ledger creation. It's based on the alphabet in Tally software. You Tally software ನೀವು ಏನು ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. Suppose if you want any alterations using of an alter, you can see the some all kinds of ledger is available. Suppose you go for particular ledger, ಆ ledger ನ ನೀವು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು if you made any mistakes ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. It is an optional. Okay, escape. Okay, final, quit. Okay, this is the ledger and group creation. Okay, I think you are understand for this class ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Thank you everyone.